Oh, sorry. I'm watching Three Amigos. I didn't hear you really come in, so I guess I could just make some kind of update Blu-ray video of some of the things I've got. Now that I've got that little bit out of the way, I wanted to talk about a couple of the things that I've picked up lately that I actually want to show you. I actually got a couple of new things, and it's nearing the end of September, so we're almost to October. So there's a couple of kind of spooky, scary movies in here. But first, let's talk about the thing that I just was playing. Three Amigos. I haven't seen this movie in quite some time, and honestly, I've heard, if I recall, it was fairly funny, and so I'm looking forward to watching this again. So definitely looking to check out this because I love Steve Martin and early Chevy Chase as well, and then Martin Short as well. Moving on from there, I got one of the greatest westerns of all time, as I've heard. I've never seen it yet, but Once Upon a Time in the West, Sergio Leone. So you got is like the Man with No Name trilogy. You've got Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and also The Good and Bad, the Ugly, the most iconic one that Clint Eastwood's been in. But anyways, this movie is by Sergio Leone, and I'm really looking forward to watching this because I've heard it's just a classic film and one of the greatest movies of all time. So I can't wait to see this film. Ah, yes. Lethal Weapon. I actually have not seen these. Shocker. I know. I love Shane Black, and I love most of the things that he's done. And I love buddy cop movies, and this is what I've heard the first two Lethal Weapons are really, really good at. And I wanted to get these. I only wanted to get the first couple, but apparently this thing comes in a pack, and it was cheap, so I didn't really mind. So I can't wait to watch Lethal Weapon. Also, it's the 30th anniversary for the first Lethal Weapon, and this isn't the last time I'm going to be talking about Shane Black in this video. Spoilers. Alright, I have this movie. I've had this movie for years on DVD, so I finally got it on Blu-ray. I just updated it. Happy Gilmore, one of the best. It's my second favorite Adam Sandler movie of all time. The first being Billy Madison, but this movie's hilarious. Do what I say, or you'll pay. Oh, or I just may. Down by the bay with some clay, I just may. It's a silly movie, and I know I just had a terrible joke there, so definitely watch this movie. Alright, from there we got Poltergeist, so we're getting into the spooky stuff. This is the original Poltergeist, not the new one. That's garbage. I actually recently saw this at the movie theaters for the first time. Where I'm located, there's a cinema where they show some old movies sometimes, and it's fantastic, and they have these event parties, and it's great. And so I went with a friend, and I had a blast. It was just campy. It's totally an 80s film, and I love it. And it's not the best movie ever, but it's definitely a fun movie. And remember, they're here. It's almost October. Woo! Alright, now we're on to a couple of some classic films that I picked up. Rebecca. Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca came out in 1940. I actually just saw this the other day. I am in love with this movie. I've actually been watching some Hitchcock films, and I honestly cannot wait to keep going and just delve into the discography. I also work at a record store, so I keep thinking of movies. I'm talking about filmography, not discography, not music. So film. I can't wait to look at the filmography of Alfred Hitchcock, and Rebecca is just a fantastic thriller. I definitely recommend checking out if you like older films, especially black and white films from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, because a lot of these are really, really good, and also laid the foundation for a lot of the things that are coming out now. Alright, so moving on, we're going to go back to a time when I was kind of just a little lad, a little boy. Dracula, and this is Francis Ford Coppola's, I always say it wrong. But anyway, Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, and I love this movie. I saw bits and pieces when I was younger, and I was really terrified of it. But I actually saw this the other night, like fully for the first time, and I loved it. It's a great combination of sexual, carnal, visceral, and like desires mixed in with the novel as well, because I've read Dracula, and I think this is a very good adaptation of that. And honestly, I think is visually pretty stunning, and also like it's a scary movie. It's really terrifying in a visual kind of way, but also in a kind of psychological kind of way. It's really cool. I love this movie, and I love his stance and his take on Dracula. So definitely check this movie if you've never checked it out. Alright, we're going to move on to another steelbook that I recently got, and it's actually my second 4K. I have the hiccups right now, for some reason. I had food, I guess, recently. And a movie I have not seen ever before either, and this is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And yes, I know. What are you doing, Nathan? It's been 40 years since this came out, and you still haven't seen it. But yeah, I just picked this up at Best Buy. It's a fantastic cover. I love this steelbook cover edition. Honestly, the discs are kind of bland, but overall, I just can't wait to watch this film and see how much influence that Steven Spielberg in this movie has done to a lot of other things. So, looking forward to that. It's also, spooky time. And speaking of spooky time, talking about Monster Squad, I told you we would be talking about Shane Black again. He actually helped write this movie alongside Fred Decker, and this I've actually never seen this all the way through. I've only seen parts, so I really can't wait to watch this movie. And I've heard there's really great 80s one-liners in this movie, and just a bunch of silly things. It's definitely an 80s film, and also, yeah, it's the 30th anniversary for this movie as well, because Shane Black, like I said with Lethal Weapon, wrote this 30 years ago. And honestly, I'm just really excited that 30 years ago, The Princess Bride, Predator, The Monster Squad, Lethal Weapon, there's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There's a couple that I'm missing in my head, but 1987 was a really good year for movies. And so it's really cool to kick back. And I might do some kind of 30th anniversary edition talking about my top 10 favorite 1987 movies. Alright, and finally, because I like to do this, and I'm being very vague, Troll 2. And yes, I saved this one for last because I wanted to troll you in a way. Actually, I've only seen parts of this movie. I've only seen the bad parts of this movie, even though I would say there probably isn't any good parts, I'm assuming. But I can't wait to watch this with some of my friends, because I'm not going to watch this on my own, because this is a terrible... It's one of the best, worst movies ever, and I can't wait to watch it with my friends and really just kind of laugh at it. And so, yeah, I got this movie kind of on a whim, and also it's nearing Halloween, and I wanted to get some Halloween movies. So, what'd you think about some of my new Blu-rays? I wanted to keep making videos this week because I'm constantly busy, but also at the same time, when I'm busy, I want to go make videos or do something fun that doesn't involve work. And so I'm making this video for you. So these are some of the new things that I have picked up recently, and I hope you liked what you saw, and just give me some comments down below if you've gotten anything recently, or you liked any of these movies before, or any of that. And I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.